What is going on, guys? Now, if you have been in the car community for any amount of time, I'm sure you know that K-swaps are a big thing. They've been a big thing for quite a few years now. People have been throwing K-series engines into all sorts of things. We've got boats, we've got all sorts of different cars. You name it, a K-series has probably been in it. And the timing for a K-swap has never been better. These engines are all over the place. They're super easy to find. With so many people doing K-swaps, we have more and more people asking the same exact question. Which K-series engine is actually worth swapping into your vehicle for the money? Now, I'm here to tell you, not all K-series motors are created equal. Today, I'm going to go through the list and I'm going to discuss all the common K-series engines from the worst to the best, explaining why they're good, which ones you should look for when you're looking to do a swap, and which ones to avoid. So let's get right into it and let's start from the bottom. Now, let's talk about the least favorable K-series, the one you should definitely avoid if you're trying to do a K-swap. This is the K20A3. Now, the K20A3 came out of the base RSX and the EP3 Civic Si, and it's easily the weakest K-series ever produced. The cylinder head barely flows. It doesn't have real VTEC. It has a fuel economy-based VTEC. The rod journals are different from the other K-series motors, and aftermarket support is basically non-existent. The power output on these is disappointing even when you're doing mods. Technically, the block can be reused. You could swap in an A2 crank, rebuild it into something usable, but it's really not worth it. If you're starting from scratch, just avoid it at all costs. There are plenty other options out there. Next up, we got the K24Z7. The K24Z7 was available in the 2012 to 2015 Civic Si. Now, this engine is definitely interesting, but it's kind of niche. The biggest feature is the integrated exhaust manifold, which can make it appealing if you have a super tight engine bay where like a traditional turbo manifold might not fit. Fabrication's easier on these and swaps can definitely be cleaner, but that's kind of where the positives stop. Naturally aspirated, these engines kind of struggle. Full bolt-on cars typically make just over 200 horsepower. The cylinder head doesn't flow well. Camshaft options are basically non-existent, and the balanced shaft oil pump limits the RPM. Now, where the Z7 shines is forced induction. If you throw a turbo or a supercharger on it, suddenly the engine wakes up. On stock internals, it can probably handle between 400 to 450 horsepower. Unless you're limited on space, there's probably some better options out there. Next up, we have the K24A1, A4, and A8. Now we're kind of getting into the good stuff here. The non-TSX K24 engines were found in Accords and CRVs and are some of the best budget starting points if you're looking to do a K-swap. They've got bigger displacement, the long blocks are pretty cheap, and they have tons of shared parts. The downside of these is they only have intake side VTEC and they come with balanced shaft oil pumps. But here's the thing, if you're planning to build an engine anyway, these motors make perfect sense. Upgraded oil pump and forged internals, these engines can become absolute monsters. You can build one for under $2,000 that's capable of supporting 700 horsepower. And here's a fun fact, the CRV cylinder head is actually the highest flowing non-VTEC K-series head ever made. If you're building a non-VTEC setup, it's worth keeping. Next, we got the K20Z3. Now, this one is kind of underrated in my opinion, and it was found in the 2006 to 2011 Civic Si. Now, the K20Z3 is one of the strongest factory K motors Honda ever produced. It's got great internals, excellent cams, and it's got a fantastic cylinder head. The only real flaw in this, it's got that balanced shaft oil pump again. From the factory, that limits the RPM and become a reliability concern at higher revs. Most people swap in a K20A2 oil pump and call it a day. Once that's done, the Z3 is good for 400 to 500 horsepower reliably, and it makes an excellent swap. But just be aware, the factory transmission on these can be annoying to integrate into swap cars. Most people are going to prefer the RSX Type S or the EP3 gearbox instead. Now, this next one is, in my opinion, probably the best value for your money, and it's the K24A2. Now, the K24A2 is a torque monster. It's got big displacement, it's got full 2-cam VTEC, and it's incredibly stout. With simple bolt-ons and E85, these engines make 240 plus horsepower naturally aspirated. If you're going forced induction, they've been proven to handle 600 plus horsepower on stock internals. The only downside are the balanced shaft oil pump and the limited 25-degree VTC gear. Both are cheap and easy upgrades. If you swap in a 50-degree VTC and a better oil pump, you've got one of the most versatile engines Honda's ever made. And here's a tip. If you're buying a JDM K24A, check the head for RBB casting. Some sellers label lower spec motors as A2 when they're really not. Now, in my opinion, this is the best swap of the list. The K20A2 and the K20Z1 and the K20A out of the JDM Type R. The K20A2 and all these variants are the most complete K-Series engines Honda ever built. They've got strong internals, high flowing head, factory 50-degree VTC, and it comes with the correct oil pump. There's no fixing, there's no swapping, there's no excuses. Throw on a turbo, add a bunch of fuel in a clutch, and suddenly you've got a 10-second car. That's why prices keep climbing on these and why people are willing to pay the premium. So here's my final tips. If you're building from scratch and you want to go a little bit cheaper, go with the K24 block. The 06 to 08 K24A2 cams are more desirable, and you want to keep torque under 500 foot-pounds if you like your rods inside the block. If you're looking for the best all-motor trans, you're going to go with the RSX Type S 6-speed. The best turbo trans is probably the 02 to 05 Civic Si. It has longer gears. So there you go. That's my breakdown of the top K-Series engines to swap. If this video helped you out, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I've got tons of more content. I post every week. I'm DC5 James, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.